The Mile Run is a middle-distance foot race. The history of the Mile Run event began in England, where it was used as a distance for gambling races. It survived track and field switched to metric distances in the 1900s and retained its popularity, with the chase for the 4-minute mile in the 1950s a high point for the race. In spite of the roughly equivalent 1,500 meters race, the Mile Run is present in all fields of athletics and it remains the only imperial distance for which the IAAF records an official world record. Although the mile does not feature at any major championship competition, the Winnemucca Mile, Dream Mile, and Beau Werman Mile races are among the foremost annual middle-distance races indoors and outdoors, respectively. The current mile world record holders are Morocco's Hicham El Garouche with 3:43.13 and Svetlana Masterkova of Russia with the women's record of 4:12.56. History: the distance of the English mile gained its current definition of 5,280 feet through a statute of the Parliament of England in 1593. Thus, the history of the Mile Run began in England and it initially found usage within the wagered running contests of the 18th and 19th century. Such contests would attract large numbers of spectators and gamblers, so many that the activity became a professional one for its more established participants. The Mile Run was at the heart of the divide between professional and amateur sports in the late 19th century. Separate world record categories were kept for amateurs and professionals, with professional runners providing the faster times. High-profile contests between Britain's William Cummings and Walter George brought much publicity to the sport, as did George's races against the American Lon Myers. The Mile Run was also one of the foremost events at the Amateur AAA Championships. The categories remain distinct, but the respective rise in amateurism and decline of the professional sector saw the division become irrelevant in the 20th century. The Mile Run continued to be a popular distance in spite of the metrication of track and field and athletics in general. It was the 1,500 meters sometimes referred to as the metric mile which was featured on the Olympic athletics program. The International Amateur Athletics Federation formed in 1912 and ratified the first officially recognized world record in the mile the following year. The fact that the Mile Run was the only imperial distance to retain its official world record status after 1970 reflects its continued popularity in the international era. The top men's middle-distance runners continued to compete in the Mile Run in the first half of the 1900s. Paavo Nurmi, Jack Lovelock and Sidney Widdowson were all world record holders over the distance. In the 1940s, Swedish runners Gunde Harkarensi GG and Arne Andersson pushed times into a new territory, as they set 3 world records each during their rivalry over the decade. The act of completing a sub-4-minute mile sparked further interest in the distance in the 1950s. Englishman Roger Bannister became the first person to achieve the feat in May 1954, and his effort, conducted with the help of Chris Brasher and Chris Shuttaway, was a key moment in the rise of the use of pacemakers at the top level of the sport, an aspect which is now commonplace at non-championship middle and long-distance races. The 1960s saw American Jim Rohn set world records near the 3:50-minute mark, and his achievements popularized interval workout techniques. From this period onwards, African runners began to emerge, breaking the largely white, Western dominance of the distance. Kenya's Kip Keino won the mile at the 1966 British Empire and Commonwealth Games. Philbert Bawi of Tanzania became Africa's first world record holder over the distance in 1975, although New Zealander John Walker broke the record further a few months later to become the first man under 3:50 minutes for the event. The 1980s was highlighted by the rivalry between British runners Sebastian Coe and Steve Ovett, who improved the record 5 times between them, including 2 records at the Oslo Dream Mile race. Noureddin Morselli brought the mile record back into African hands in 1993, and Morocco's Hicham El Garouche set the current record of 3:43.13, which has stood since 1999. Mile run contests remain a key feature of many annual track and field meetings, with long-running series such as the Winnemucca Mile at the Millrose Games, Dream Mile at the Bylot Games, the British Emsley Car Mile, and the Beau Werman Mile at the Fontaine Classic being among the most prominent. Aside from track races, Mile races are also occasionally contested in cross-country running, and mile runs on the road include the Fifth Avenue Mile in New York City. Records. Outdoor indoor updated June 12, 2011. All-time top 20. As of September 2015. Men women Youth age records, key, incomplete information. Boys girls References